funded by U.S. money and with U.S. weapons. I want to introduce Ray McGovern. He's a friend of yours going back many years when he would visit you in jail and on house arrest. And he's a prominent person. Many of us know him, a 27-year veteran of the CIA. So Ray, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Can I be heard?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sami, it's so good to see you again, even under these circumstances. I'm thinking of the fierce urgency of the now, not the next election, the now, when the genocide has resumed and thousands of people are being killed every day. What I feel very painful about is that we are complicit, as some already have said. Sami, is it the case that if Biden called up the Israeli government and said, stop it, or we will not give you any more arms or political support, it would stop?
Absolutely. There are two ways of stopping this. Israel will not stop on its own. There are two ways to stop this carnage, this killing, this murder, this genocide, this ethnic cleansing. One is militarily. But no one is daring to do that except some resistant fighters who are basically sacrificing their lives and doing a lot of damage to the Israeli army, which is enraging them more. You know, right now they're thinking of doing stuff that is clearly war crimes, and they're using actually prohibited weapons, white phosphorus and so on and so forth, against civilians, not just fighters. And the other way of stopping this is America. America is the only country that is capable of doing this. Not only he could tell him, you know, give him a call. Let's say he doesn't listen to him. The United States has so much at its disposal if it wanted to, that it can alter. You know, remember twice in the Security Council, there were resolutions to declare an unconditional ceasefire and stop this mayhem. And it was the United States that would veto this or stop it. So the US has other things under its disposal, not it's only to prevent them from acquiring the armaments, the bombs and the missiles and the technology that is killing Palestinians, children, women, and so on and so forth. But it also has other means, diplomatic means, you know, coalitions and politics and so on. And it also could withdraw its support of the current government, which would fall, because the Israelis know fully well that they could not continue on this path if they don't have the backing of the United States. So there are so much that could be done, but unfortunately, you're dealing with a person. I'm not sure he's sane. You know, sometimes when I listen to him, I think he's senile. But assuming he's sane and that he knows what he's doing, certainly he has the very bad advisors. You know, one of the guys who are the architect of this, most of you probably have never heard of. His name is Brett McGurk. Yes, McGurk, yes. So this person is so Zionist and so vile and so bad, and he doesn't really care about Arabs and Palestinians. He is advising them. So he's a person that 99.9999% of Americans never heard of. He's actually calling the policies. He's actually coordinating what's going on. He's actually going there and threatening countries in the region, telling them, don't do this, don't do that, and using policies and the power and the prestige of the United States and trying to make sure that Palestinians will get killed with no help whatsoever. Same with Blinken. I mean, this guy really doesn't care. He's a totally racist guy. So it's not just Biden, it's just also all the people around him who, God knows what kind of information they feed him. I'm assuming, you know, he gets all the information, but I'm not sure. But at the same time, we need to raise our voice as American people, whether you like it or not. You are people looking now at Americans as being the culprits. I mean, they don't distinguish, unfortunately, between those who are carrying policies and those who are opposing policies. Yes, social media made a lot of Americans aware of what's going on, and a lot of people also aware that there is a significant amount of people in the country demonstrating, you know, crying out, doing all kinds of things, talking. But at the end of the day, it's done in your name. This is your funds, your money, your weapons, and your diplomacy, your officials. And, my fear, all my children live in America, my grandchildren live there, that this is going to be a payback. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see another 9/11 aftermath. We lived through this. This is very difficult. And as this continues and people identify this as being an America that is waging war, not just Israel, they would be payback, blowback at one point. And this is going to be devastating for everybody. So what this current administration is doing, I don't think they are thinking through all the consequences. They are just giving carte blanche, green light for Israel to do this genocide. I mean, it's just every day you think, okay, maybe they will wake up and say enough is enough. No, it's worse than the previous day. So there has to be more demonstrations and more pressure on these officials.
Thanks, Sami.